I had such a bright future ahead of me. I was involved in sports and heading to college.
I was looking to the future of being a senior, enjoying my last year, planning for college, and getting a job.
I had a great future ahead of me, finishing up my junior year and planning out my future. I was looking forward to touring colleges.
I had a bright future to look forward to, becoming a senior, applying to colleges, taking my ACTs.
I had a family that loved me and the greatest friends a guy could ask for.
And in 1 second,
And in a matter of seconds,
Only one moment in time.
Everything changed.
everything changed.
everything changed.
So many things I never said.
So many things I haven't gotten to do.
So many I love yous left unspoken.
So many things I'll never accomplish.
I'll never graduate.
I won't even see my senior year.
I'll never get married.
I'll never grow up to have a family.
Look at me now.
Look at me now.
So many things have forever changed.
Lives, hopes, dreams.
Nothing will ever be the same.
All because of one choice.
One person's decision.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
All rise, the Honorable Todd M. Holmes presiding.
You may be seated. Good morning. I understand we have before the court today the case State of Iowa versus Jacob Meckler. It's my understanding that Mr. Meckler has been charged with the crimes in 4 counts, 2 counts of homicide by vehicle and 2 counts of serious injury by vehicle. Is that correct, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court is by law required to personally advise you of your rights and determine if you are pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty and if there is a factual basis for your plea. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Have you received a copy of the trial information in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
What crime or crimes have you been charged with?
Homicide by vehicle.
Counsel, do you know of any defenses other than a general denial which will affect the outcome of this case?
No, Your Honor.
What plea negotiations or agreements have been entered in this case or have been that's involved in this case?
Your Honor, the defendant will plead guilty to count 1 in the trial information of homicide by vehicle. In exchange, the state will agree to dismiss the following: count 2 of homicide by vehicle, count 3 serious injury by vehicle, a Class D felony, count 4 serious injury by vehicle, a Class D felony. This defendant will be sentenced to 25 years in prison. The defendant may be paroled after 70% of the sentence or 17 and a half years in prison. The defendant shall enroll and successfully complete a course for drinking drivers. The defendant shall submit to a substance abuse evaluation and follow through with all treatment recommendations of the evaluation. The defendant's driver's license will be suspended for a period of 6 years after his term of incarceration is complete. The defendant shall be responsible for victim restitution in the amount of $150,000 to the family of Megan Wadley and $150,000 to the family of Alexa Gilbert. The defendant will be responsible for payment of funeral costs for Megan Wadley and Alexa Gilbert and hospital bills for all victims, including Jackson Helmers.
Do you know what the penalty is in this matter?
Yes.
Could you please explain your understanding of what the penalty is in this matter?
I will be sentenced to 25 years in prison, and after 17 and a half years, I'll have a chance to have parole. I will not have a license for 6 years after the sentence, and I will have to pay for the victims' funerals and their hospital bills.
I appreciate the chance to address the court. I had a lot of plans for my family of 4. We had plans to be with family this coming up Easter weekend. We had plans to go to Minnesota for a week this summer. We were going to go to St. Thomas to swim with the dolphins and the sea turtles this fall, and that's just the beginning. I lost part of me on April 5th. Your choices took my daughter away from her family when she was only 17. I won't be setting 4 places at the dinner table tonight because she is dead. I won't be watching my daughter enjoy her first prom in a couple of weeks because she is dead. I won't be sending my daughter to Spain this summer because she is dead. I won't be watching my daughter compete on swim team her senior year because she is dead. I won't be watching her graduate high school with the rest of her class because she is dead. I won't be dropping her off for her first day of college because she is dead. I won't watch her graduate from college and pursue her dreams because she is dead. I won't watch her get married. I won't experience being at the hospital when she has her children because she is dead. And yet you sit before me, breathing, able to graduate high school, maybe go to college, pursue your dreams, and even get married and have children. Well, I sit here devastated. I can never look my daughter in the face and tell her that I love her or give her a hug ever again because she is dead. Your choice has forever changed my life and those that knew Alexa.
Your Honor, the family of Megan Wadley asked me to read the victim impact statement on their behalf.
Okay.
We've had to do several hard things in the past few months, and writing this victim impact statement is just another one. How can we sum up what the loss of our daughter, Megan Wadley, means? How can we explain how wonderful she is in a letter? How have we been impacted? We are broken beyond repair. We're sad, mad, and agony every day because we will not see our beautiful daughter grow up. She is gone. Every day is a struggle. Losing your child is such a senseless accident. It's surreal. It's paralyzing. Her dad and I, along with her brother Reese and the rest of our family and her friends, are devastated. We won't see her ever again, laugh with her, hug her. She won't go to college. There will be no more talks about meeting the one, no weddings, no babies. It's not fair because she deserved all of those experiences and more. She would have done all of those things the way she did everything in her short 17 years, with grace and class, humor and strength. There were a lot of bad decisions made on April 5th. Getting behind the wheel after drinking with a car full of friends was by far the worst decision. The decisions made that night have forever changed our family and many families, really this entire community. Life is about choices. This happened to us, and we had no choice, but we do now. Megan was a loving, caring, loyal girl. The list of her strengths and amazing character is long. What we know for sure is Megan was forgiving and faithful, so that now we are choosing to be impacted by this terrible situation. We forgive you for the bad decisions made that night. We know it wasn't your intention on April 5th to kill our daughter. Her life ended, but yours continues. Don't waste it. Honor Megan and her memory by doing something positive. Community service, counseling, and education needs to be important parts of your life going forward. Be example for others who think it's no big deal. It's just this one time. I'll be careful. It's okay to drink and drive. I haven't had that much. Nothing bad will happen to me or my friends. That only happens to other people. They won't die. They won't kill someone. You are living proof that those statements are not true. Drinking and driving is never an option. Remain faithful and seek out help from God. It won't be easy. Even in the darkest of times, God is good. You'll find your purpose. We pray for you and your family. We will spend every single day of our lives remembering and honoring Megan Joanne Wadley, a beautiful girl taken from this earth way too soon. We will choose to keep her loving spirit in our hearts and do good in her name. Marty and Jill Wadley. Also, Your Honor, the family of Jackson Helmers also asked me to read their victim impact statement. Never would I have imagined that I'd be writing a victim impact statement on behalf of my son Jackson, who was very seriously injured in a drinking driving accident involving you. It's a parent's worst nightmare. Words cannot describe the thoughts that go through your mind and the emotions you feel when they tell you that your child's been in a serious accident. Jackson was only 18 years old. He was a healthy, busy, smart, athletic young man, just ready to graduate and start fresh in a new chapter of his life. In a flash, that's all been torn away from him and from us. Due to you, drinking and driving. We will never get to see what his future would have been that he worked so hard to get to. All of his dreams and goals are now shattered due to the seriousness of his injuries. We realize that accidents happen, kids are only human, and make mistakes, in which they hopefully learn from. My only hope through this is that justice is served and that you will get served the punishment you deserve. My son, who is your victim, will suffer for years to come and never get to live a normal life again, and it only seems fair that you should be rightfully punished for your actions for years to come as well. Jason and Christy Helmers, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have a statement from the defendant, Jacob Meckler, and from his mother, Mrs. Connie Meckler, who I believe wants me to read her statement. Shall I proceed?
Yes, you may.
This is the statement from Mrs. Connie Meckler, Jacob's mother. I am writing on behalf of my son, Jacob Meckler, who is before you today on the drunk driving and involuntary manslaughter charges. I was at the accident scene and I saw the devastation from the choices that were made that day. Our entire family is at a loss. We are grieving with everyone here. To say we're sorry doesn't even begin to convey our grief. Please know that we are all praying for you. Jacob has been an outstanding young man. He has worked hard at school. He is a member of the Student Senate and the National Honor Society. Grades have been very important to him during his high school career as he was striving to be accepted at a top college. He wanted to study economics and eventually become a lawyer. Jacob has volunteered in the community throughout his young life, from putting together Operation Christmas Child shoeboxes to teaching Sunday school and removing snow from our elderly neighbors' front steps, just to name a few. Jacob is a good kid. He can easily talk to any adult, and he loves to be a funny guy when hanging out with fellow students. Jacob is a self-starter, and that is apparent due to his part-time job at the Algona Country Club. He is respectful while maintaining the grounds, always waiting for the golfers to finish their play before resuming his mowing. Jacob has never previously been involved with drinking and certainly does not have any criminal record. Jacob has been very cooperative with the police and deeply regrets ever taking that first drink. Jacob will be undergoing treatment and counseling, which hopefully will help him come to terms with the gravity of these offenses. He is genuinely remorseful for his criminal behavior. Jacob truly is a good kid that made one bad choice that we parents pray never happens. Our entire family loves Jacob, and we are confident that he will never repeat this offense. We will continue to support him throughout this case and beyond. Sincerely yours, Connie Meckler.
Women and gentlemen of the court, words can't express my sorrow. I promise my intentions were never malicious. I've just been caught incredibly guilty in an incredibly horrendous situation. My heart is broken, and I can't even focus on Megan or Alexa or anyone without breaking down in the worst form. From the deepest depth of my heart, I am sorry to the lives I've ruined. I can't help but feel like the worst person to walk this earth. Everyone whom I injured or killed deserves the life that I possess. To the family of Megan, I'm sorry. She was such a compassionate, caring person, and I've destroyed that. You have every right to hate me forever. To Alexa's family, I'm sorry. Alexa had such a bright future, and I'd give anything for her to be here today. To the families of all I've injured, I only ask that you cherish your kids. I deserve every ounce of hate from you, but please love the kids who are lucky enough to survive this evil act that I committed. And to the court, I only ask fairness. I can't deny my mistake. I'm guilty. To anyone and everyone affected, I'm sorry. My world has gone dark, and I'd give anything to switch places and have those people alive today. I'm sorry.
That you are convicted of the crime of homicide by vehicle. I hereby sentence you as follows. You are sentenced to an indeterminate term not to exceed 25 years of incarceration.
I'd say the accident kids are nicely bonded now, but we weren't sure on the effect it would have on you guys. And then we got to the accident, we got through that, and I'll tell you what I personally saw after I came out after Megan to do the field sobriety test, and I didn't hear a single thing except the phone that went off in my pocket while I was trying to walk, but nothing. It was silent. Later on in the night, we had to open letters from our parents and read what they wish they would have told us because we were dead and what they didn't get the chance to tell us. And that wasn't good. It was that was rough. I was bawling like a little kid. Then we had to write a letter back, which was rougher. My parents will see that letter later, and there's tears on it. And this is what I really got out of this, is that if this were to happen in some scenario where this bad decision leads to this, it's over for so many people.
It occurred to me that that runs really parallel with how life, actually works. Because, I guess you get up one day and it's just a normal day, and then you're going about and you hear about these things and you think, no, that's not me. And then just as soon as you're talking about it or thinking about it, it comes and bites you in the butt, I guess.
It was hard to read, and just overall, it really made me grateful for every moment that I get here in this wonderful life that we get to have. So.
As the day went on, I feel like people actually started taking it serious, and really people at this crash scene, it really was noticeable because when everybody showed up, y'all were laughing and kind of joking about it, and then once it started to happen, you all started realizing this could actually happen, and everybody started to pay attention. Nobody was saying anything. Jacob was saying how when he was doing his field test, there was no sound. It was just cool that everybody could actually realize that this is possible, and that just really hit hard that this could happen.
I realized that the things that I was hearing was something that I could never respond to because I was dead. So that's something that I want you guys to take from this, is that once you're dead, you can't say anything back. Thank you, Parker.
But I really learned from this experience, and I'm thankful for it, because I learned that not to take life so much for granted, and life can be taken away from you in any second. And I didn't think I was going to take like this situation like seriously, but when the accident scene and everybody came out, like it truly hit me that like this could be the last time I see my friends, my family, and not ever get to say like how thankful I am that they're in my life and everything. So yeah, thank you, I guess.
And then being in the accident scene, it, like going into it, it looks fake and everything, and you're like, oh, this will be fine. But once you get going into it, I was on the stretcher getting hauled to the ambulance, and I saw my mom come and stand over top of me and was saying something to me, and I couldn't really hear it at the time because it just kind of starts to feel real. And I guess the biggest thing I got out of it was you got to think big picture with things. Like, all your decisions mean something, and just think of the future, and everything matters, and appreciate what you have.
Hasn't been an act. Kim and I have both been there this year with relatives, and it was part of God's plan for us to be here today.
So we've had that time to prepare, and while my mind kept telling me this was a simulation, there was something about it that was very real, and so writing an obituary was difficult. Having to write the letter was even more difficult for me, and I think there's part of me that's upset because we all have these opportunities to do this every day.
I just want to give one last huge thank you to Jacob. His part was probably the hardest part to play out of anyone because, yeah, we all went through this, and yeah, you saw your best friend dying, but knowing that he's the one that did it, and a lot of us were mad at him, like, even though we knew it was fake, it was really, really hard for him, and to him to have to be on, he was on his own side, and everyone else was kind of against him, I think, and me being his partner, I could see that he was really, going through it, and I've never talked to Jacob before until yesterday. And I've really feel close to him now because I've saw everything he's gone through, and I just want to give one big round of applause for him because he did absolutely fabulous.
It was a crazy ride. That it was.